So yeah, I'm going to do a quick draft on Magic the Gathering Arena. If you don't know this game, it's an online version of the card game. Yeah, it's extremely addictive, so if you haven't played it before, probably don't. But if you're already playing, then yeah, I'm just going to do a quick draft of Forgotten Realms. I haven't played this set much because I only just started playing Arena with the Innistrad Midnight Hunt release. So the quick draft, for those of you who don't play so often, is a draft against bots. So there's no timer on your picks during the draft, which means if you don't know a set, you have time to read all the cards and kind of think about what you actually want in your deck. And for those of you who are completely new to Magic, draft is a format where you get 3 packs and you open the packs one at a time, take one card and pass the pack around, and there's 8 people doing this at once, so you're kind of competing with the other 7 people for the cards that are in the packs. So altogether there's 24 packs worth of cards that kind of go around the table, and people build a deck based on what they think is the best pick. So yeah, I'm 1 win away from Diamond rank, which I'm hoping to hit before the end of season, so hopefully I can get a positive win-loss ratio in this draft. So the draft is against bots, but the games are against players. So yeah, let's go ahead. I'll use coins to pay for the draft. Okay, so the first pack, normally so your top left card is a rare, and sometimes a mythic rare, so mythic rares have the orange color here, and then you have 3 uncommon cards and a bunch of commons. Often, but not always, the rare is going to be a really strong card. So you see here this one, Ochre Jelly. So basically you spend a bunch of mana to play the card, and however much money you spend, minus 1, you use 1 green mana, and the rest of the money you spend goes towards the number of counters on the creature, and then when it dies, you create a token that has half the number of counters. So basically it can keep dying and getting something half as big. I'm probably not going to talk so much about every pick in the draft, or I'll be here all night. I'm also just going to tab out and close my Facebook because it's making noises. Okay, so yeah, I think I'll take the Ochre Jelly. There's nothing, unless there's a really good uncommon or common in the pack, then you'll normally take the rare. Also, if you hold Alt, it shows you how many of each card you have. So I've already got a full play set of most of these cards. Only 2 of the Ochre Jelly, so yeah, let's go with that. This is quite a good card as well, Minimus Containment, good removal card. Alright, here we have... So a lot of these creatures are playable. I'm thinking Wizard class is maybe the best card here. Draw 2 cards for 3 mana, and then whenever you draw a card, put a... Yeah, so this is going to be a really strong card in a game that stalls out, which most of them do in draft unless you have a really aggressive deck. And yeah, also with the Ochre Jelly, that's already a kind of stally card. The fact that it creates another creature every time it dies. So yeah, we'll go for Wizard class. At this stage looking like green-blue, but that might change depending on what other cards come around. So another big thing about draft is that you you want to kind of look at what's coming around in the packs to get an idea of which colours are open. So at this stage of the draft, people haven't really set into a colour yet, but by the kind of second pack or towards the end of the first pack, people are starting to get an idea of what colour they're playing. Like I said before, I might be in green, blue, and that means that, so if you get, say that the 4 of these cards were gone and I had 3 black cards that were all playable or strong cards, or if you get 1 strong card that's really strong for its colour and no one's picked it up, then it's a good indication that that colour's open, and that means that as the draft goes on, you're likely to get more good cards in that colour. So it's worth, if you see that signals that a colour is not being picked up by other people on the table, it's sometimes worth switching your colours. So this is a removal spell, 4 mana. Three less to cast but targets a blue permanent. So both of these cards are pretty good. Lurking Roper is a 4/5 for 3. So again, that's a really good card for stalling a game. Just because it's has a lot of power and toughness for a 3 mana creature. So as long as you're not attacking with it, it can just sit up as a blocker constantly. And if you get some cards that give you life gain, you can be attacking with it and then just untapping it when you gain life. So I think I'm actually, even though removal is generally pretty valuable, just because this removal is a bit selective with needing a creature with the right power, I'm going to go with the Roper. I think I'll be able to get some removal later in the draft. Right. So yeah, Sudden Insight's a pretty good card for a late game, but I'm not sure if I really want to go that strongly into blue at this point in the draft. So the other, I'm looking at Owlbear here, which is a green creature that 4/4 trample, it gets a card, which is always good. Deadly Dispute's also a good card. So Treasure is really strong in this set. It's good for mana fixing and for acceleration. And this card, because you can use a treasure to cast it and also create a treasure, it sometimes has no cost. It's basically like pay 2 mana, draw 2 cards, which is pretty good. Yeah, there's a few. Hired Hexblade is another card in that kind of treasure theme, and the red-black treasure aggro decks tend to be maybe the strongest in this format, the Adventures in the Forgotten Realms draft. So yeah, I'm definitely considering Deadly Dispute, but and the other thing is you can kind of guess in the quick draft which cards are going to come back around later, because of the way that like the bots prioritize cards predictably. Like if you know that a card in the quick draft often comes around the table, then it's probably going to happen again because the bots are all coded the same. So I'm actually going to go for the Owlbear just because, yeah, I'm pretty solidly in green at this point, I think, but not. Don't have a second color confirmed. Yeah, let's go for Owlbear. Pixie Guide's a pretty good card, but I don't have any interactions with the dice rolling yet. This is another good card for late game card advantage, so it costs a lot of mana, but paying 6 mana to basically either draw a card or scry and draw I think I'm going to go for Trellisara, which is another one of these cards with a life gain interaction. I've already got the Lurking Roper, so if there's a lot of these life gain cards going around, I could end up with a pretty strong life gain deck. I just need a few of the kind of engines for it, like the Prosperous Innkeeper or other cards that cause you to gain life fairly regularly. I think I also... I've got a playset of Trellisara already. Yeah, let's go with that. Alright. So you see here there's quite a few blue creatures. Some green as well, so both of these green creatures are decent. I'm actually thinking I might take the Eccentric Apprentice because it looks like I'm likely to see some more blue cards coming around based on this, and like a 2/2 flyer that ventures on entry is nothing to turn your nose up at. Yeah, like I think I'll be able to get some other... These are both playable, like I said, but they're not super good picks, so let's go with that. Yeah, you see, like I just said, there's two very playable blue cards here. I'm actually maybe going to take the Pit Trap just because I've got no removal in my deck yet. There's another Pit Trap. Here's another another creature with that life gain mechanic, but as I mentioned before, I don't have anything in the deck yet that actually generates life except venturing, so don't think I'm going to take that. I could take another Pit Trap, but actually I think there's probably going to be more of them coming around. And again, yeah, like Silver Raven's decent, but you don't really want a lot of them in a deck, and I think the AI doesn't prioritize it very highly, so let's go with the shortcut so you can just do another creature. Another thing to mention is Quick Draft is best of one, so this removal that is like targets kind of niche removal, like creature with flying, you don't really want to be playing, because if you're playing a deck without flying creatures in it, it just wastes a space in your deck, and you can just have a dead card in your hand for the whole game. And so yeah, don't take cards like Plummet in Quick Draft. So this is removal, cheap removal in white. Ramshot Frost Giant's a decent card in blue. I'm just thinking about whether I think I'm going to take the removal, just because if I do end up in white-green rather than blue-green, it'll be good to have removal, and I'm pretty sure the AI again doesn't prioritize Frost Giant, so I think I'll be able to pick up another one of them, and I don't really want more than one in the deck with 5 mana cost. See here a couple of white creatures. Suggesting maybe it was a good idea to kind of hedge my bets on white. I think I'm going to take the Inspiring Bard, just because it's yeah, I don't have enough venturing to probably get use out of Gloomstalker. Keen Year's Sentry is basically just a 2/1 for 2 in against most decks, except for the ones with that rare creature or uncommon that doubles your ventures. So yeah, 1 mana defender that can venture as a sorcery is probably, if I'm doing a kind of dirtly deck, that could work as well. But yeah, I think I want to go for the Bard just to have something to generate life if I do go down that road. Yeah, I'll take the Silver Raven at this point. Just looking at my curve, I do have a pretty decent spread across all the mana bases, so Sudden Insight could be playable if, again, if I'm playing a kind of dirtly deck. And at this point I'm probably not going to be playing either of the others, so yeah, let's just go for that. I don't think I'm going to actually play any of these cards. Let's see, another Silver Raven last pick, so it's really not worthwhile to prioritize that card in earlier picks in the draft. Alright, let's see pack 2. So I've got a red-white red-white rare, so this I'm probably not going to be playing. I'm just considering taking it, kind of rare drafting it, as they say. So just because I want the card, you can see I don't have any in my collection yet. And there's nothing here, like the uncommons of black, which I'm not playing. The Pegasus could be good, but yeah, I don't think it's worth taking the Pegasus over a rare that I actually need. So I'm going to go for this, even though I don't think it's going to be in the deck. So yeah, you see the rare got passed, so that means that like the bot that opened this pack took a common, because there's 3 uncommons here. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to take Meteor Swarm. I've already got 3 of them and I'm not going to be using it. But looking at the other cards, got Venture into the Dungeon. Okay, this is repeated Venture, like landfall effect. And a 4/2 is decent as well. Got a Lifegain powered card there. So I'm kind of tossing up between these two. I don't have anything yet that's rolling dice, except for the Pit Trap. So yeah, this, at worst, this is going to be a 2/2 for 3, which is pretty bad. Whereas this, at worst, is going to be a 4/2 for 4. It's probably going to either block productively or get the opponent to use their a removal spell, and potentially multiple ventures off that. So yeah, I think I'm going to go for this. This is a discard card, which really isn't worth playing in limited. So yeah, it's looking like I'm probably in blue-green at this point. But none of these blue cards are particularly good. So I might actually take the Dungeoneer just in case I end up playing into white. 3/4. Yeah, again, I don't think I have enough venture. I do have quite a bit. Just wondering whether I have enough venture to make Gloomstalker worth playing. But yeah, again, I'm pretty sure that the AI doesn't pick this card up. So let's go for the Dungeoneer. Okay, I've got removal in blue. 2/3 for 2 with reach, venture on pack tactics. These are both pretty good cards. Just got 11 creatures right now. I don't have many, like assuming that I don't end up in white, I don't have many cheap creatures. So I might go for the Intrepid Outlander. And it means if I do happen to just get some early creature drops, I can start venturing with this pack tactics. And yeah, I suspect that I'll probably get some other Ray of Frost just because it doesn't seem like there's many blue cards being taken. Right, this pack probably the Ranger, 4/1 and a 2/2 for 5, which can also block. So reach means it can block flying creatures, and I think most of the flyers in this format are 4/4s, like the dragons and the Westgate Regent. It's only the mythic blue dragon that is a 5/5. So let's go for that. This is a really good common card, Priest of Ancient Law. But yeah, I think at this point well, I've got two white cards and probably not going to play 2 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe not going to play a sudden inside either. So yeah, I'm basically still kind of tossing up between blue and white, but Dungeon Map is pretty good for stalled out games as well. So I'm going to take that. Another Trelasara, so obviously no one is playing green-white. So Wild Shape can save a creature. It's basically what that's going to do. Turn a creature into a 1/3 with hexproof. Could also force a productive trade by making like a 1/5 against a flyer with a 1 toughness, or a 3/3 elephant. But I don't really like this. Is a bit like it's a niche use card, which I'd rather kind of just have a creature in my hand. Bounce card could be good. You know what, I think I'm going to take the Trelasara just on the off chance that there's a bunch of good white cards in this pack. We have green cards. Pit Trap or Druid. I think I'm going to Pit Trap again. It's pretty easy to get to 5 mana in this format. I would like some kind of something to keep my hand moving a bit in case I get mana flooded or anything like that. A bit of like draw discard type stuff. I don't think Shopping Grass is worth playing. I've already got a playset of all of these except the dwarf. Let's just go for the raven. Maybe I end up with the flying aggro deck, who knows. And actually the scry could be useful. I don't really like playing counter spells. Some of them, like this one, gets you venture as well, but yeah, I think I'm going to go with the white flyer. And then, yeah, like I said earlier, Gloomstalker doesn't get picked up by the bots. So pick. Yeah, Scout Herbalist is. Draw a card, gain life. Yeah, could do that to power stuff like Trelisara. Another one. Probably not going to play two. Oh, another fighter class. Okay. So yeah, not much luck with the rares in this draft, which is a bit unfortunate, but maybe the jelly can do some work. Alright, but there's lots of white in this. The blue card is not great. So I think I think I'll take the Priest of Ancient Law here. Devil's Torch also could be good. Yeah, let's go with the Priest. See a rogue class being passed, another rare. So yeah, if you don't get the right, if you're not in the color combination that's on these classes, they're a bit difficult to play, especially rogue class, because it's a bit of a niche playstyle anyway. Druid class, on the other hand, whenever a land enters I gain 1 life. Yeah, this could be really good with Trelisara. Loathsome Troll can be a good card as well, but it's a bit luck dependent. You can, it's like a recyclable blocker in the late game. But you can cut your own draw with it, which is not ideal. This is also playable, but as a common, I think I'm going to get another chance at it. Also has life gain. So yeah, I'm taking this because it can get me life gain on every turn, basically, and if I've got a Trelisara out with this, they can get out of hand very quickly. So we hope for the combo. This is a mill card, not really playable in limited, which is why it's being passed. I don't have any equipment, so I'm not going to play that. Dungeoneer, I've already got one of. I think I take the Herd Gorger at this point, or maybe the Golem. A 5/3 with Vigilance is for 4, it's pretty decent. It actually almost trades with the Herd Gorger. And it's something I can play with any colour of mana, which, if I'm playing a dual colour deck, the double green could be a bit of an issue. Yeah, let's Golem. Long rest. I've made the mistake of taking this in another draft, and I ended up just keeping it in the sideboard. Because, yeah, I kind of googled whether it was useful in draft and was convinced by what I read that it's not really. Yeah, here we have some good blue cards. So this is the one I mentioned before that triggers dungeon abilities twice. Actually, I don't think that white card that I was looking at would interact with this because it triggers the room twice rather than venturing twice. But anyway, let's think. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking that I'm in green-white now with the Trellisaras and the life gain that we've got on some of these green cards. So in that, like normal, if I was in blue, I would probably take the Soul Knife Spy. It's people, yeah, normally trade most creatures to block this draw a card effect. Owlbear is also 4/4 trample, draw a card. Dawnbring Cleric could deal with an enchantment or a graveyard card, and it can also get me some life to interact with Trellisara. Just trying to think about if there's any problematic enchantments in this format. I think there's one. No, that was in Strixhaven. Oh yeah, all the classes are enchantments. So yeah, I think I'm going to take the Cleric. It gives me a cheap creature as well, just to stall out against the aggro decks. So there's another Cleric here. Sylvan Shepherd can get me life every turn, which interacts really well with Trellisara. Choose your weapon. So, decent card. I think I'm going to go for the Shepherd. Alright, so we have some removal. So this only searches for a forest, so it's ramp but not mana fixing. I'm going to take the removal card just because I need more. This tap effect can be quite good in later game when you have plenty of mana and needing to tie up a creature. Also you can attack, because it has vigilance, you can attack and then also use the skill on your opponent's turn. Just wondering whether... So if you use... This can remove flying creatures, but also if you use it kind of intelligently, the double power or toughness can end up killing another creature in the blocking scenario. I think I'm going to go for choose your weapon. I don't have any dragons to interact with Dragon's Disciple, except that, yeah, the Troubadour's a dragon. Maybe that one's that's a lizard. Okay, yeah, let's go for choose your weapon. Null Hunter 2/2 for 2. It's a ramp. Take the Ranger again, I think. And at this point I probably won't. I've got 33 cards already and I will only be playing 23, so actually if I take all these blue ones out, 27 cards. So yeah, I'm probably the Dragon Queen. A bit of mana fixing, probably not go astray. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to take the Temple just because so many games that I lose in quick draft are because of mana issues. Like, I think it's to do with the best of one games. They have a feature where they take 2 draws and give you supposedly the best one, but often you end up with like three planes and 4 green creatures in your opening hand because of it. So it's nice to have something like this that can just get you the other colour of mana. Alright, we've got plenty of playable green creatures here. Looking at my curve, I'm probably not going to play that, so get rid of that. Maybe not going to play that one either. So I've got some 3 drops, a lot of 4 and 5 drops. So maybe I don't want to load some Troll in that case. Now that I'm not playing those blue cards, I actually don't have such a stally deck. This deck's looking more like a kind of semi-aggressive Lifegain-y, like outrace with Lifegain and big creatures. So yeah, it looks like I want something more on curve. I'm going to take the Druid. Yeah, I'm not going to play any of these, and I've already got a play set of those 3, so take Find the Path just to fill out the collection. Again, not going to play any of these. This is probably the most usable in other decks. So this is the... I actually took a Choose Your Weapon earlier. I'll get another one as a second last pick, which isn't bad, but I probably shouldn't have taken it over whatever I passed earlier. You find some prisoners. Funnily enough, I lost a game to this card with I had a really good deck in the last quick draft I did, and this card beat me basically by playing my really good deck against me. So it's funny that I would never have taken it in a draft, but obviously the bots are made to not prioritize it either. But if you get lucky with it, yeah, it can win you games. I might do another video just going over that, showing that deck, because it was quite a fun one. Alright, so I need to drop 5 cards. Yeah, nothing here that I really want to play. I might get rid of the Potion of Healing as well, just because I think from those last couple of packs I got enough passive life gain effects. I've got 1, 2, 3. I don't want that. 4, 5. I've got 5 cards of that generating life, other than the potion, and plus Venture, which you can't see the other dungeons right now, but the shortest dungeon, the Mine of Phandelver, has life gain, at the 3rd tier, I think, and I have a few creatures that venture. This one, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 creatures with venture effects. So yeah, let's drop the potion for now. It's a bit annoying that this skill is only as a sorcery, because it could interact pretty well with vigilant creatures like this and the golem. I guess I can also use it to tap the golem if I don't want to attack with it, like if the opponent has a 1/1 death touch creature or something like that. Yeah, I'm looking pretty good with the curve. I've got a lot of 2 and 3 drops. Wondering whether I actually want a dungeon map in this. I don't think I counted this when I was talking about the venturing cards either, but because I'm not doing a slow deck anymore, yeah, I think it's still worthwhile, because if the deck stalls out, I need something to kind of get me cards, and also potentially make treasure tokens for mana issues if I'm needing an extra green. So I've got 3 cards to drop. I could consider dropping a land as well, playing 16 lands, just because my deck's curving out at 6. But the only mana sinks that I've got are, I can play this once a turn for 3 mana. Yeah, I don't really have any mana sinks, except playing Ochre Jelly for like 10 mana, but the only reason I'm a bit loath to do this is every time I play 16 land decks, I just end up getting screwed over badly in the draws, even though I don't want, like I don't need 17 mana, but somehow it always comes back to bite me on the ass. It's more like having 1 less planes that becomes the problem, that I end up having to play a game with no white mana, rather than the fact that I've got 1 less land. It's having 1 less of the coloured. Maybe I drop the Null Hunter. It's not that useful. Really, the Ranger's Hawk is probably not that useful either, but it's nice to have a cheap flyer. And how likely am I to get this dungeon completion trigger? I think probably pretty likely if I get either dungeon map or a troubadour. The other reason to play 17 lands is that I've got these 2 landfall effects, the troubadour and the druid class. Yeah, so I think I'll keep the land. So 1 creature to get rid of. 5/3 with vigilance. I think I'll keep those ones. 3/4 for 4. Or the 2/3 for 3 that might end up with double strike. And I think from last time I played a game with Gloomstalkers, I found by the time I got double strike on them, the opponent already had like 4/4 creatures or 3/4 creatures on the board, so like they got to attack once and then they were dead. So I don't think I'm going to play it. So that gives me 40 cards, 17 lands, 16 creatures, 7 non-creatures, so kind of your pretty much your like nuclear draft deck, I guess, like what they say your average draft deck should be. So yeah, I'm probably not going to play. Actually, I might play a game with it now, just because the daily mission is to play green or white spells. So I'm going to clear that pretty quickly with this deck. But I think I will have a break from the stream at least before playing with it. So yeah, check back in for maybe some games with this deck, or else some other drafts. Right, so it's not a very good draw. So I do have both colours of mana available, but if I don't draw another land, I can't really play anything. So I'm going to mulligan and hope for better 6. Alright, so I've got 4 lands now, but yeah, I think this is much better. The priest can draw me another card. Let's hope that the opponent isn't playing an aggro deck. Yeah, I can drop one of these back. Yeah, that's good. Opponent getting a bit impatient there, but it's fine. Gonna play Aqua Jelly. Unblockable creature. It's going to get a counter every turn, so that's a pretty big problem. Basically like a 5-turn clock, I think, for it to get too big for and I can't block it anyway, and I guess if I get that white removal spell before it gets to a 5/5, I can kill it. Again, I'm not going to play Aqua Jelly. Save that for later when I can get a bit more inside of it. Alright, so he's going to put Adventure item on the 1/1. So I definitely want that removal spell soon. I'm going to play Moon Druid, because if he doesn't have another creature, he's going to have to keep this one up to try and block this safely. It's going to be a very aggressive attacker as a 4/2. Yeah, he's going to equip it. I can potentially, if I get enough creatures down, choose your weapon in, exercising time, I could outrace this Will Thief, especially with the life gain that I've got on these creatures. So yeah, let's attack with Moon Druid. I'm gonna drop the Bard. Yeah, it's good to try and use all your mana, unless you've got something in hand that you can cast. Oh, he's got to. I forgot about that. He has to actually spend mana to make it unblockable as well. So that's a good thing. Let's attack. So yeah, even if I draw a card with the priest, even if it's this 5 damage removal spell, I'm not going to be able to cast it before he gets to a 6/6. So yeah, it's not much point in doing that now. So right now I think I'm going to try and just keep getting creatures on the board to force him to pay this mana every turn. And really at this point he can't be, unless he gets another creature down, he can't be attacking with that guild Druid class. I think I'm going to put that on the bottom. We're in a bit of a race at this point, and I don't have any land to get to landfall effect anyway. So hoping for maybe removal for whatever creature he pumps out next. Still got a few turns before Gloomstalker gets double strike. He's probably gonna put a counter on the Gloomstalker. No, he's gonna make my Druid unable to attack. He hasn't given this unblockable, but I don't think I want to trade at this point. Not when it's a... That's anyway. The other nice thing is I'm going to get 2 creatures out of this, which I think I can't attack with this turn. Yeah, if I attack with these others, let's go. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. So I can attack with the Bard. Not going to block. So now I drop this. I'm going to get 2 creatures, which gives me attack his next turn. So he's going to keep this up as a blocker. Nope, he's not. So what can I attack with next turn? Alright, that's a good draw. So I think I'm going to just attack with everything and then see how he blocks, and I can potentially kill this Guild Thief after he takes damage, or depending on what he doesn't block, I can maybe swing for lethal with that. Oh, I've only got 5 mana, so I can't do damage with the Pit Trap. Let's just go for the swing with the team. He might have counterspell in hand, which is kind of gonna fuck me over a bit if I... Alright. So he's not... He might, yeah, I mean, I pretty much have to risk it at this point. He's taking... Oh, hang on. He's blocking that, and he's blocking that. So he's taking only 3 damage. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have actually attacked with everything, now that I think about it. But... let's go for... Really need to deal with it, and this is going to die anyway. Need to deal with this. Right, and he has not enough for lethal next turn, but I'm going to play the Jelly for 1 just to have a chump blocker. Definitely very impatient. He's tapping my Dungeoneer, which lets me jump Probably the shortcut seeker this turn. Next turn, if I hit a land, I can kill the dragon. Let's see if he attacks with everything. Keeping the Gloomstalker up, which is smart. I'm going to block. Because if I finish venturing, he will That's my land drop. Get the hawk out. Yeah, I was going to say, if I let him finish venturing into the dark, I was miles away where he can do the Mad Mage. But yeah, if he can give this Gloomstalker double strike, I'm going to be in a bit of trouble. So I think that's fine for now. I'm not going to attack this turn because he will just block with the dragon. So we're both top decking at this point, basically. Yep, going to equip the dragon. It's fine, I can block that. See how many he attacks with. Gonna only attack with the dragon. So I actually kind of want, it's not if these creatures can attack into this. I kind of want to not block. Actually, yeah, if I don't block now and I kill the dragon turtle, no, it's not gonna. I think in either case I don't want to block because I want to, yeah, let him deal damage. I flash in the pit trap, and then I attack with everything. I don't think he can. No, that's not right. He can block. Yeah, he can block two of them. And I can deal it. The minimum amount I'll deal is 3. So I do need to kill this dragon. Treasure token. Nice, not that useful at this point in the game, but we'll take it. He must have gained life. Maybe. No, I was thinking that he only had 3 life left. Could have been wrong. He's going to equip one of them. Actually, okay for me. He's got nothing in hand, so I can. Play them at instant speed. Well, that's pretty broken. I didn't realise that you can play. That might be a bug actually. You can play those cards at instant speed. Alright, let's double block there. He can only kill one of these. Probably the Dungeoneer, that's fine. At this point I kind of need to just not let him have a footstep. This thing is going to be pretty huge once he equips it with this and this probably next time. I'm looking like I'm in a bit of trouble now. Next turn I'm going to have to take at least 2 damage. I really need to top deck something. Probably if I can hit him once with the flyer this turn and then top deck choose your weapon next turn, I have a chance, but other than that, I think I'm pretty much boned. I definitely can't attack with either of these anyway. I'm going to keep the land in hand just because I have no use for it on the board. What's his next? Strike 3 will be his next. He's going to venture. Exile the top 3. No. I'm going to draw 3 cards and be able to play one. Yeah, I mean, I'd have no choice at this point. I can't. If I don't block these 2, I lose the game. But he's going to get to play something for free off this venture, I think. And maybe play a second thing. So if he gets a flyer on, but yeah, I think at this point I'm boned anyway. What's he gonna play? Probably this. Right, so let's hope for card in my top deck. Where did it go? I mean, for someone who was complaining about me not playing quickly, he's certainly taking a long time to pass with no cards in hand. But anyway, okay, so we top decked the land. Great. So that's a loss there, but didn't get any of the Lifegain interactions, so it was a bit of an unfortunate draw. But yeah, hopefully I can get a better game next time around. That created more creatures when it died, which would have been pretty useful. Alright, so this looks like a much better hand than we had last time. We've got a 2-drop and a 3-drop, some removal. Definitely going to kick this. Unfortunately we're on the draw. Doesn't matter too much unless the opponent's playing a super aggressive deck. I'm just going to put the land and leave that open until the end of his turn. I'll play the pit trap. Hexblade for 2, it's fine. Right, so now we get our can't attack into that. Yeah, I think we can attack if he has any tricks that I don't like. I can always use this. Second Shepherd. So the opponent has a Hive of the Eye Tyrant, which can become a 3/3 menace that this is a bit irritating. But I mean, I could attack into it and use this, but I don't really want to kind of waste a turn and the removal doing that, so I think I'm just going to play the priest and I can kill it next turn with the pit trap. See if the game it's already stalled out only on turn 4, so on turn 5 now. Expect some removal to come out here pretty soon. Some green bounties. That's more annoying than the skeletons, so I don't really need to kill either of them yet. But it's going to get me a venture. This is going to... Yeah, I don't think the scry is worth... It's going to kill the ogre now, maybe. No, he's not... No, yeah, he probably will attack next turn to kill one of my creatures to trigger that. But the fact that he knows this, he's probably got something more threatening. I've got a trigger. So that's good, that means that next turn I can potentially play the troubadour and choose your weapon, which is nice. Kalane is a really good engine in this he's attacked with that. Okay, so he's probably going to drop a creature. Don't need to block. Yeah, so this basically makes all your creatures bigger, which is not great for me. But now I can attack with these 3, trigger the pack tactics and trigger the life gain. Seems good. Unless he kills something now, which it looks like he's planning on. He can't cast Grim Bounty. Alright, there's pack tactics. Scry. Bit trap, yeah, I can use that. And move. Won't block with Kalane, he might block with the Hexblade. That's probably what I would do in this position. Oh, he can also... Well, if he makes this a creature, I'm fine with that actually. Block one of these and I can choose your weapon it to kill the Eye Tyrant. Okay, he's going to block this. Strange choice. Something's going to come out this turn then, probably could be a Manticore, which I can then kill with that, so that's probably fine as well. Can venture off this, get a... It's playing a Manticore, I think. Yep. So he's going to kill the Silver Shepherd, and then I will kill the Manticore. He's not using a treasure, so it's actually not going to come in with a token. Maybe he has another flyer in hand that he's saving this for, or another creature that he wants to make huge. So that's fine, I have. Okay, so at this point. Yeah. Goblin, I like this stage. Right, I'm getting pit trap next turn. So, if he attacks with the skeletons, I probably... Yeah, I don't think this card is really a good card to play in limited. So I'm fine with him doing that. I venture... Right, I can attack with these two with a +1/+1 counter on when I venture, which will force a trade if he wants to block the Outlander. And then if he blocks the Troubadour, I miss a venture there, but then I get more out of the Outlander, so that's fine. I'm not going to attack with the Priest because I have to choose where I put the counter. If I put it on one, I can just block the other one with the skeletons. Okay, so he's going to block the Outlander, which is probably a better choice. And now I get a venture off the Troubadour anyway. It's a bit late in the game to be getting this card, but I've still got plenty of life gain opportunities. What I need to see. My board gone. So yeah, really need some life gain engines now to get Trailsara big as soon as possible. That's not going to do it. I'm going to keep the land in my hand because if I hit Druid class next turn I can use it to gain life. Same for I think I have one other landfall effect in there. I've got Hive and August attacking. So at this point I'm pretty much just in top deck mode hoping to hit excellent from the graveyard. It's fine, I don't think I have any interactions with my graveyard anyway. So yeah, I'm trying to think what... So I have the white removal that deals 5 damage to an attacking creature that could deal with Inspiring Bard. That will do for the life gain. This is quite nice as well, getting an attacker on the board and getting life, so that's going to venture into the dungeon. So I can use venture to gain life, which might actually be worthwhile. At least it's better than drawing land at this point. I'm going to go ahead and attack. If he attacks next turn and doesn't have a creature down to block, well, he's going to have to put one down because he would die anyway. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have kept the Dungeoneer, because I think in either case he either blocks next turn and wins, or he doesn't block and does win. Because if he can block, unless he has no creatures in. Oh fuck, he's got the Eye Tyrant as well. He could also have a burn spell that kills me. Hopefully, no, I'm guessing, yeah, given that he's attacked with both, I'm guessing he's either got a burn or a venture spell that's going to kill me. He can't kill me with venture. So yeah, I think I've lost this one then, which is unfortunate. None of these are gonna, and I could kill myself for the lulz, but oh yeah, Circle of Moon Druid wouldn't have helped me anyway, so it was a fine decision to keep the Dungeoneer. I think it was probably the better choice. The only thing that it would have actually, even getting removal at this point wouldn't have saved me because he has the Eye Tyrant to attack with as well. Yeah, I might as well just let him actually attack. I can always pray that he forgets. It's not going to be the case this time, obviously. So yeah, that's 2 losses with this deck, so my dream of hitting Diamond off this draft is looking pretty slim, but it's fine. It's only like I think 500 gold extra for finishing the season in Diamond rather than Platinum, so it's not really a big deal. I hope I can get another win with the deck, or get a win with the deck though, just to get a bit more play out of it. It always sucks if you only get 3 games and if you lose them all. But yeah, I've got 30 hours left on the Adventures in the Forgotten Realm draft, so I'll hopefully get another game in tomorrow. Okay. I've got 2 lands on the play. Yeah, I think I'm going to I might actually keep this hand just because I can get a creature out early. I can get my removal on the board, and as long as I hit another land drop in the next 2 turns, basically everything in my hand except the Shepherd are playable. Well no, I need white mana for this. Yeah, I think I'm going to risk it and just pray that it works out. So yeah, I probably normally would take 2 land hand, but because this deck has such a low curve as well, it doesn't really matter if I don't hit every land drop, and then we have a 3rd land, so that's good. So we're playing against a white deck. Drop the Outlander. This card is basically unblockable as long as it's attacking alone. It's actually quite a good card, especially if you're going to set block, because you can just attack with this every turn and it ventures on combat damage. So yeah, nice little unblockable advantage generator. Mimic. So he doesn't have mana to activate that this turn, but as of next turn he'll be able to block both of my creatures with that. Mad Mage, which is the stronger dungeon if you have a lot of venture abilities. So, because he's attacking every turn and venturing on damage, he's probably going to. So within 4 turns, he's going to be hitting these stronger, basically playing cards out of his library. Right, so I'll drop Druid. Actually, I don't need to do that until I've attacked. Let's attack first. Yeah, kind of hoping for a planes at the moment so I can play these other cards. Opponent has enough mana now to activate the Mimic, so I can't really attack into that unless I get another mana for the creature. Inspiring Bard, I think I'm going to use Inspiring Bard to buff Outlander and attack. That will let me trigger Pack Tactics. I'm probably going to lose the Shepherd, but at this point it's not a useful blocker, and the Venture will let me scry and maybe sort out enough. The shorter. Yep, so he's gonna block the Shepherd. I don't really want the Forest, but it will let me use this to get rid of that unblockable creature, which is causing a nuisance. So I'm actually going to pass it just because if I hit any kind of land next turn I can use this, and if I hit something else in the deck, most things in the deck can actually be played with 4 forests. Opponent's gonna jump block the Outlander and block the Mimic. The other thing, if I don't get something I can play next turn, I can always activate this level 2 of Druid class, which in itself isn't particularly useful, but once it gets to level 3, I'll be able to make one of my lands into a creature, which would be pretty solid in limited. But playing an ally, sorry about the noise, that's just a neighbour with a noise. Inspiring Dark on attack. That's the planes I wanted. So I'm thinking the opponent's probably going to keep the ally up as a blocker and keep attacking with the unblockable. So, I'm actually going to just kill this now. Maybe if I'm lucky I'll get a treasure token of this as well, which will give me another white mana. Oh, he had it. Alright, so he saved his creature, but I can potentially trade with it if I attack, which at this point I think I'm... yeah, he's not going to attack. Equip the Angel, which is good for me because next turn I can, if it doesn't have something else to equip it with, I can kill it with, you hear something to watch. Okay, so here's a Trelasara. I've got 6 mana to work with. Would like to get Trelasara on the board. Then I can use the treasure to cast this, and the next turn potentially get the Dawnbringer Cleric out to start buffing Trelasara. First, I'm going to attack. Trelasara. And last turn, unfortunately, I don't have the mana to keep this up and also activate Druid class. When it with one card in hand, it could be a counter spell or another off card, which would I'm gonna activate this for the adventure, just so he has less cards to work with. So yeah, that's the Angel down. Got Ray of Frost and Shuffling Grasp, so he can keep one of my creatures tapped with this. He can also draw a card with the Ray of Frost, or he can save it for next turn to slow my attack down a bit. So yeah, he's going to tap the Bard. Which is... So he probably should have... I think that the cards that are exiled with this you can play at any point. So he should have kept this Shock and Grasp up for my turn to... yeah, so I can't deal as much damage on my attack, but he didn't, which is fine by me. 2 cards, 3 mana. Alright, so I'm going to play Priest of Ancient Law. So both of these are going to get me a card, but the Priest's also going to get me life. Sorry, both of them are going to get me life. The Priest will get me a card, which if it declines means I can play the Cleric as well. So at this point I can use the Cleric either to get rid of the enchantment and get my creature back next turn, or to just block Pelisara. Owlbear is not going to be useful this turn, but next turn. And I can attack everyone. The next turn will also, if he doesn't destroy any of my creatures, I'll be able to trigger Pack Tactics again. Probably get a treasure token, just so that if I hit a land we can play 2 cards next turn, or else we can play other white mana creatures if I happen to draw them. So the opponent this turn gets to scry 3, and if he has a bench card in hand, gets to draw 3 cards and play one of them for free. So this is potentially going to be a game-changing turn for them if they can pull that off. And if they can't, they're in a fair bit of trouble, because I can attack for lethal turn again, so you can destroy this probably, or maybe gain life. Yeah, it's going to get life. Alright, blocker to deal with. So given this, I think I definitely want to get the Lifegain on Trelisara next turn, rather than destroying the enchantment. And we have another white mana, which is nice. So gonna get Lifegain off that. Troubadour not really what I want at this point, just because I don't really have any lands. Alright, drop Dawnbreaking Cleric. Gain life. Pit Trap, good. So that potentially lets me deal with the giant. I'm going to... I want to trigger the Pack Tactics from the Outlander to get a treasure token to play Owlbear. At this point, I probably should have attacked with the base as well to get an extra 2 damage in, because he's really going to block. Yeah. So now I've got the Owlbear and get my Pit Trap. need 8 mana to kill this with Pit Trap, which is going to be at least 2 turns. So next turn I'll probably keep it up and flush it in towards the end of the turn. If I don't draw something playable, then I can upgrade Druid class. So the opponent getting 3 cards now. Gonna play the Angel for free. Gain some life and draw a card with the Potion of Healing. I should probably be equipping the Frost Giant at this point to make something that I can't attack into with Trelasara. So let's see. Another Trelasara. There's not really much. If I attack this turn, I can deal 3-4 damage. He can gain 3 back with this, and he'll kill my Trelasara. So I'm gonna just... Oh, it's a legendary creature, okay. So yeah, 4 damage minus 3. I'm still going to wait on this. Though it would deal with the... Yeah, you know what, I think at this point he's just finished his dungeon. I need to just keep the aggression up. I drop the new Trelasara next turn. Alright, so he's given first strike to the Angel. So he's going to block. Okay. And lifelink to the Frost Giant. Okay, that's not ideal. I mean, that was going to mess me up in a later turn anyway. Get Trelasara out again. Pass. The opponent, lots of mana up, 2 cards in hand. Boost their creatures, so I can actually block the Melisson. It probably means they've got something in hand, either at the -2 draw a card or something like these cards I've just been playing. But really at this point I don't care if I lose the Trellisara. It's going to take probably too long to make her relevant. I'm kind of wanting to win off the back of a huge land creature. Right, so block the Mason. Trade, okay, so that's his unblockable gone now. Alright, we got a land. It maybe has a bounce spell to stop this, but not much we can do about that. And a lot of them also take 7. He's really going to make a chump blocker. Right, I've now got only 6 mana, so I can only play one of these this turn. But I think I'm going to attack with everything. He doesn't have enough damage to Right, so trading there. I'll pass for now. I can decide this turn whether I'm going to kill the... Actually, I probably could have used Rouse the Party that turn to save my other creature, but that's fine. Non-target artifact becomes a 4 for artifact creature. I actually should have activated this before Warwick Adventure. Alright, I got a treasure token. What's he gonna do with his venture? Put a +1 counter probably. Or to lose life, gain life. Okay, so he can't... I've now got an 8/8. He's obviously going to got something planned that can block this for us, or he wouldn't have attacked with both creatures last turn. Next turn he can animate the mace, but then I can kill either the giant or the mace. No, I think I've lost both games so far by being overly aggressive. He's not going to animate nice. What else do I have in the deck? This is pretty much my last removal spell. Right, Ranger's Hawk. I think I'm going to attack this turn. I've got the Ranger's Hawk as a blocker. He's going to block with the giant. Okay, so he didn't have anything in hand, which means I probably could have won the game last turn, but... Okay, he had a counterspell in hand. He draws a card off the temple. So next turn he can animate this into a 4/4 creature, which I can kill with You Hear Something on Watch, hoping that he doesn't have another counterspell in hand, or a buff, which he's played a lot of, so there's a pretty good chance that he does have something. Though it is a stupid thing to play a deck with so many of these combat trick spells, just because, like, if I'd had more removal in my deck, which is probably the main weakness of my deck, he wouldn't have had creatures to use any of these combat tricks on. 5 damage to the mace. Let's see if we've got a counterspell or a buff coming in. Looks like he probably would have rolled. There we go. That's GG. So yeah, I guess I probably for once should have actually attacked that previous turn. Though I think the it ends up being the same, that he would have countered my so he would have blocked with the giant and then the next turn attacked with the mace and countered my removal. So yeah, unfortunately went 0-3 with this deck. Like I said, I don't think it's probably better than some other decks that I've played that have done notably better. Yeah, so it wasn't the best deck, but certainly think I could have done a bit better with it than I did. But I'll grab my prize and hope for something good in the pack. And that's a mythic. So that's not so bad anyway, to get a mythic wildcard in the 1-pack reward.